the stripe tonight. It's Friday night NASCAR on the FWM network. Four wide, door to door, turn it up, let it hurt. From the short track speedways out to the dirt. Four wide motorsports, light it up, let it burn. Heat waves dance on the backstretch. Spotters call
Welcome, everybody, to FWM, Four Wide Motorsports Network. We are here for season 3 of the ARCA series brought to you by Four Wide Motorsports. I'm joined by Tracy, our producer, Mr. Tracy Brown, and I am Charles Olberg. I'll be doing your commentary tonight. We got a lot to go through and a lot of action, but first I want to send it over to Tracy and ask him how he's doing. Tracy, how you feeling about season 3, buddy?
I'm really excited, Charles. I tell you, man, I can't wait. We got a lot of great tracks on there. Although I don't have them right in front of me now, I briefly looked through the schedule a little bit earlier. Maybe you can enlighten our audience a little bit more on the schedule that we have here. But yeah, it's always nice to fire up the season on a nice little short track, one I've gone to here personally. One of the nicest facilities on the circuit. Uh, so anyway, I'm excited just to get this race going tonight and let them boys go at it on a short track.
Well, I tell you, Tracy, there is a lot of excitement around FWM, and that's Four Wide Motorsports for this season 3 ARCA series. We got a lot of events coming up, all the way through to I think we're going all the way to June 26th on our schedule. So we got Daytona, Kansas, Bristol, Michigan, Richmond. Lot of racing these guys are going to end up doing. A couple paint scheme nights, April 10th, throwback night, May 8th, my cause, my race night. May 29th is going to be a favorite sport team paint scheme night. So lots of action here in season 3, and we are really excited. Um, you know, uh, yeah, we're going to get this one underway. I guess qualifying's just about wrapping up. No surprise, Daniel Michelle took the top in qualifying right there. So I think they're going to grid up for a heat race. Is, I got that right, Tracy?
Honestly, Charles, I'm not real sure. I guess we would still go ahead and do a heat race. I think it's going to be 20 laps. Um, and then I think that's going to kind of set the starting order, I'm assuming, for the main race coming up a little later on. So I
Yeah,
guess
we'll have
this
to
is,
pay attention to that.
yeah, it's going to be up to the race director on how we go here.
And as of right now, we got 9 entries. I got Daniel Michelle in row 1, Harold Rothery on the outside of him, Austin Cansdale in row 2, Hunter Carlson on the outside of him, Yogi Schleer in row 3 with David Worthmuth in on the outside of him, Colton Bernier on row 4, Drew King on the outside of him, and Daniel Jones rounding out your ninth position in row 5.
Yeah, and I see we're going to be going 20 laps. So, yeah, this is definitely a heat race. So, this should be interesting for sure. And one thing that I would like to note, I just noticed this. Yeah, Harold Rothery. A lot of you guys may have known him in the past as running the 16. And I think I heard through the grapevine there that he's going to be running the number 3 this season. So, a little number switch there for us.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure these guys of trying to switch around numbers and get that lucky number 3 there. Yeah, everybody knows that's the Intimidator's number and do it for Dale. But yeah, you try to jump on those numbers if you can, and usually we can't change them mid-season. So the lights are off on the pace truck. These guys are about to turn the first laps of an unofficial race. No points here, just bragging rights. This is a clash race, just like NASCAR would do. So yeah, we're about to go green, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, I am too, Charles. One thing I'm interested in, Langley's been pretty notorious for being a single lane down through the corners, the very bottom. In fact, bet you we'll see a lot of these cars actually race on the apron, but I'm curious to see if that second lane will either come in or if it'll work with these cars. As we get the green flag, 25 of
Yeah,
Daniel
we're green.
Michelle.
Yeah, Green Flag Racing, sponsored by Four Wide Motorsports, and Daniel Michelle starts off where he ended up last season, way out in front with the number 3 of Rothery hanging on the outside of Austin Cansdale, and first laps are in the book of the 2003 season. So the 2003 season, the ARCA third season. Yeah, here we go.
Well, you know, Charles, I'd love to talk junk about you, man, for mixing that up, but I've already messed something up this evening on the YouTube. There, I got it listed as season 4, so I missed it as well. This is actually season 3 for the ARCA series here with the 4 Wide Motorsports. So, like I said,
I
I'd
was
love
just
to
trying
tease you
to
a
bring
little
it back
bit.
to easier time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, man. Back to the golden age of NASCAR.
Yeah. Oh, guys, I just want to mention to the guys at home, we already got some people in the chat. Bucky, Deanna says, nice Harold. And then Dustin Lang says, what's up, chat? So, yeah, join us here on our YouTube video, 4 Wide Motorsports Network, and join in on the conversation. There's always good conversation, and tonight's one of those nights where we're just going to kind of talk about what's coming up this season and how these guys are going to run and what they're going to do. Because, like I said, this race is no points, just for bragging rights, and you know that does follow you through the season if you win the Clash.
Yeah, it sure does. I noticed Colton Briner has a new paint scheme here. Man, that thing's awful shiny. Left kind of hard to make out here, but apparently he's trying to make me famous here. I got my mug on the hood saying "Make Tracy Famous." I'll see if I can't get a better view of that a little bit later on. But a beautiful paint scheme for season 3.
Yeah, these guys really bring all they got.
They do, man. And speaking of nice paint schemes, David Warmuth, he has a nice one as well.
Yeah, and you see on the side of that, one of our sponsors is the Angry Chef. Hold on, let me get a little bit more information about the Angry Chef.
Yeah, and he's sporting a Make Tracy Famous logo on the hood as well. Hey, appreciate that, David, man. I got to get your photo carried over into this league here because you have one of the more epic driver headshots there is around here. Definitely want to get you some airtime with that. Oh, as we see David, man, the 8 making a move to the inside of Colton.
You know what? The Colton and David both have that Make Tracy Famous logo on the hood of their car. So that must have been a thing. But yeah, that Angry Chef Designs is a premier iRacing paint shop owned and operated by no other than Hunter Carlson, specializing in high quality custom race liveries. As a proud sponsor of 4 Wide Motorsports Racing League, Angry Chef Designs brings creative precision and passion to every design, from bold, aggressive styles to clean, professional schemes. Each paint is crafted to help drivers stand out on the track with a commitment to detail and customer satisfaction. Angry Chef Design delivers top-tier visuals that match the competitive spirit of sim racing. So yeah, that's Angry Chef, and Hunter does a great job of painting a lot of these cars. I know Colton Brennan, he does a little bit of painting himself. So yeah, these guys get together and kind of mix up ideas and stuff like that, and it really comes out and shows in the broadcast how amazing these cars are.
Yeah, it sure does. I was just noticing while you were talking about Hunter, he's running a new paint scheme for tonight as well. He actually has little Tracy on the hood as well. I think maybe a little Bass Pro Shops throwback or something.
Yeah, no, I see a lot of
These
Eastern
guys.
Technical Design stuff.
These guys, man, I tell you. Oh, 3 laps to go in the heat race. And it looks like Daniel Michelle's going to be able to more or less just take it easy for these last couple of laps here.
Yeah, just like the end of last season, or just about every race, Daniel had it locked down. But you know, these guys are going to have to figure it out this season, and they got a lot of good tracks here where they're going to have to figure it out and chase them down. But they can definitely do it. There's a lot of good tracks. That Daytona is one of them. You know, that's not an easy win for anybody.
As we see Daniel Michelle taking the win, Harold Rothery in second, and then Austin Cansdale in third in that heat race. But Charles, one thing I wanted to ask you about, I know initially there were plans to kind of invert the field. I'm not sure if that's still happening or not. Didn't know if you knew. I guess we're getting ready to find out because we're going right straight back into the, I guess the A main here. Yeah, and I see Daniel Michel's going to be starting in ninth position. So I guess they are going to invert the field.
Yeah, that's a good thing, though. That'll make it more challenging, which I guarantee you Daniel Michel is going to come up to the field. So I guess we're going to have to go. Number one is going to be Drew King, followed by Colton Brainier, Daniel Jones, Hunter Carlson, David Wormuth, Yogi Schessler, Austin Cansdale, Harold Rothery, and Daniel Michel, rounding out your field.
Yeah, that's one of the things I got to get corrected here on the overlay. It doesn't like handling heat races and resorting and inversions and things like that too well. So I got to do a little bit more work there. But yeah, it's just like you're saying, though, man, this should get interesting because essentially the whole field just got inverted.
Yeah, and I would just like to apologize to a couple guys in the broadcast chat there, getting their names mixed up. It's kind of hard trying to read a tag name and then pull up a bunch of different stuff on the screen. We're not just reading the chat, we're also reading a ton of other stuff all at the same time. So I apologize to getting your names mixed up, but it does happen. And with all the information I have on my screen, yeah, I'm all over the place tonight because I'm mighty excited about the beginning of this new season here.
Yeah, see, Dustin Glenn says, yeah, that broadcaster needs to get it together. I'm not sure if he's talking about me or you. But either way, we'll do our best anyway. As we see Drew King.
Ooh, we got a... Yeah, Colton goes sideways a little bit. Has to gather it back up as the 34, the 17, and the 8 go right through. And now we got the 33 and the 30... Or the 29, I can't tell back there. They were going at it side by side, and now they fall in line. Well, it looks like the one car just hung out on the outside. I can't see the numbers because we don't have a good angle on it. And that was the 32 of, I don't even know. Oh, Hunter Carlson, 32 on the outside, and now Daniel Michel stuck on the outside. So a lot of these guys getting hung out on the outside, trying to look for, like you said at the beginning of the race, the inside of that track.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. Oh, as we see Daniel Mindfood Jones losing it, getting into turn one there. Took a little self-spin.
Yeah, that brings out the first caution of the clash, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was pretty curious as to how this was actually going to work out. That high lane, that is. And yeah, so unfortunately there, Charles Chooch. I combined the two, man. Charles and Chooch.
That's fine, yeah.
Charles. But
no,
yeah,
we're
I was
all
looking
over the place tonight, I guess.
Yeah, I ain't kidding you, man. And I haven't even had any granddaddy juice tonight either, so yeah, I don't really have any excuse. Or maybe that is the excuse. Maybe I need to get something to loosen
That
me
is
up.
the excuse, yeah.
But yeah, I was trying to queue up a replay, but I didn't get an alert there for that. And the only way to get it back would be to manually rewind it. And by that time, they had already made another lap. So I was thinking, well, they'll be ready to go back green before I can get the replay rolling here.
Yeah, this self-spin, nobody hit the wall, nothing. Daniel Jones got it going back again and back on the track. So, yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get a replay of that, but it was, you know, right there, front and center in the broadcast. You saw that live. So, unfortunate for him, but Mr. Jones, mindful, loves to start in the back of the pack. So here he is in the back of the pack, and maybe he'll take a better run for it this time.
Yeah, I've never run the ARCA cars here, but I know in the late models, that the way around this particular track is down low. I'm sure that a second lane can be worked in, but with only 20 laps on a heat race, that second line's going to be difficult. Doesn't have a lot of rubber out there. It's probably pretty slick. One thing that you can do. Oh, I was just fixing to say, Charles, right now, once these guys really get after it, I know in the late models anyway, they will go through the corners on the apron. So the second lane becomes where essentially the bottom lane where the 34 is pacing right now.
Yeah, so they're trying. You saw Hunter Carlson up there. You saw Daniel Michelle up there. A lot of guys are up there trying to rubber it in right now, but yeah, it's going to be slick for those first few laps as we're only on lap 5. I don't believe caution laps counted at all. They didn't tick by as they were going by. But as the 33 gets into the wall a little bit there, such a small track and so much power in these cars on such a small track. It's going to be a handful for all these guys.
It is, and Austin Cansdale, he's trying his best to bring in the second line right by himself. He doesn't have anywhere to get down right now, though. Oh, man, there went Daniel Mindfood Jones. Yeah, I thought he was going to spin it again. He got her rolling back this time, though.
Yeah, he had a real hard time getting that car around the track tonight, but, time tells. He'll get it settled in, and I'm sure he'll be right back up in the mix pretty soon. As you see the 32 take a dive inside the 34 there. Can he make it stick there on the bottom? Yeah, 34 doesn't have nothing up top there. But still, Hunter Carlson goes around, giving it too much into the corner. Little too hard he sent it there, but no harm, no foul. Brings out a caution. I don't think that's much damage. Tracy, do you have the race report for this race?
I guess you're talking about the race details?
Yeah, the race details. Sorry about that. But the race length is 75 laps, 27 miles. Stage break at lap 40. They only have one set of tires in the pits for this whole race, but I don't think they're going to need them. That many tires on this track with a short 75 laps. This is what I was interested in, is the 2 fast repairs. That's what I was looking at. So we saw Hunter Carlson hit the wall there. He does have an option of 2 fast repairs. And of course, with 4 Wide Motorsports, we always get 1 attempt at a green-white checkered. So there's the race details. And yeah, he hit the wall pretty hard. He might have to take one of those fast repairs or just limp it around the track. Such a short track, aero's not really going to be a big deal here.
Well, Charles, earlier before the race, I hopped in there and asked him if there was going to be a stage. My default happens to be 40 laps. Do you know if I've got that incorrect as well? Are we not having a stage break tonight, or is 40 correct? Do you remember by chance?
I think we're doing 40, yes. I think they said 40 is the stage break.
Okay. I couldn't remember. Sorry about it, guys. There's an awful lot going on before when these suckers go live, man. And I'm not the best guy to keep up with all of it either.
No, doing double duty, man, it's never easy, and we really do appreciate you, Tracy, for doing double duty. But, hopefully as the season goes on, we get some more guys up here in the booth. I'm sure for the Clash, a lot of guys chose to take the night off here as the car count is down. You tune in next week, and it's going to be a full cast of cars. And as the lights are off on the pace truck, we're about to go green one more time. And here they go, running down the turn 4 here. We're about to go green. Pace truck's in, and they're off. The Ford, Colton bringing out nice jump by Colton in the 14 there. The 25, Daniel Michelle's all the way from the back to the front. The number 8 has been up there all night. Daniel worked them. These 3 guys right now are dominating the race, but the one that's really to look out for is there's the 25 of Daniel Michelle. He's gunning for Colton, and Colton doesn't have much time out there in front. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, Colton just needs to really, really concentrate on hitting his marks and letting Daniel figure out a way to get around him. So if Colton doesn't overdrive this thing, and if he can hold that bottom through the corners, it'll make Daniel's life way harder. As you see Colton getting a little bit loose there. Ooh, we got a caution coming out.
Oh, a third caution of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Think we could catch a replay on that one, Tracy? Or is that one we definitely didn't see?
We sure did not. You're going to have to help me. It looks like I'm going to have to run it back manually here.
How's it going, gentlemen? I just brought you guys some hoochie juice up here real quick from the pits.
Okay.
Hey, Dustin, how you doing, bud?
That's what I need too, man. So let's see if we can't figure out. Oh, we see Hunter Carlson getting the back of Yogi Schleer. There goes the 33 into the 3. Yeah,
I really don't see anything devastating here.
I don't see any smoke. Oh, there's the 33. Austin Cairnsdale.
Oh yeah, Cairnsdale in the grass, trying to do some landscaping there for a little bit.
I gotta do this right.
Yeah,
here.
really.
So there we go.
Really
Okay.
appreciate those suds that Dustin brought up for us. That was a good call by him.
It sure was. Too bad he didn't stick around, or we would have put a mic in his hand.
Yep. Put him to work.
Yeah, so Colton, he was doing a good job, rolling the bottom there. He did get a little bit sideways, and I do believe Daniel Michel was getting ready to pass him until Lucky Cairnsdale put it into the grass there. So the longer he can hold on to that bottom, though, the better he'll be at this particular track and really try to make Daniel Michel make a pass on the outside, which is very hard to do.
There we go. Green flag once again brought to you by 4 Wide Motorsports, and there goes Colton Brenier one more time in the 8. The 8's giving Daniel Michel some fits and keeping him up top, and that's going to make it a little harder for the 25 to really get in position where he can catch up to the first place Colton.
Yeah, he tried
As the
to get
35 looks in, and we got cars around behind them. Oh, this is a big pile up. We got cars facing which way and that way, any way but forward. And as they turn around and kind of settle in here, I don't know why Rothry's going so slow there. Oh, there he goes. He takes it to the pits, gets a tow, I think.
Yeah, for some reason or another, and I'm not sure if this is going to give us a good replay or not, because my overlay here seems to be killing me. Yes.
Oh, and there it is.
It did work. Okay. All right. Rock and
Yeah, it looks like
roll.
the three overshot the corner a little bit, or
if you'll look right here at the 25, he's going to try to get in behind the 8 car, but the 34 doesn't want to let the 25 in, and I believe that's where all the checking up starts. The 34 checks up, gets him into bumper, then the 3, then the 12.
Yep.
It was just a case of freight training all the way back there. The 25.
yeah, you know that's short track racing. One stops, everybody stops, and if you're behind it all, unfortunately, you don't get the cue to stop like everybody else did in front of you.
Yeah, and that's something else too. I'll see if I can't show the viewers here. Maybe we can go on back. Let's take a look at Daniel Michel's car. So whenever you obviously you got all these obstacles in your way, and when you're in a race running tight, most of the time all you can see is a bumper in front of you. And so if a car has an incident 3 or 4 cars up in front of you, half the time you don't even notice it until you're in the middle of it yourself.
Exactly. No, you're exactly right. And I don't know if we could get a good shot of the 2 cars up front, but I think they both have that Tracy logo on it. So we got 2 cars with hoods, matching hoods right up front there for you, Tracy. Look at that.
Oh my goodness, Tracy and Tracy on the front. The battle of the Tracys here, man. You gotta love it. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go
Absolutely.
viral.
What a great time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go viral before you know it, Charles.
Oh, as we got a green light of 4 Wide Motorsports, brought to you the green flag, and they are off racing once again. Colton out to a great lead, and this is dangerous because Daniel Michel did not get caught up. He took off and had a great start, so now he's in the, right there, right behind Colton, and Colton's going to have a mirror full of Danielle all night long if he's not careful.
Yeah, as I was kind of going through the field here, it looks like to me everybody kind of got good and single filed out now. So we're probably going to see a pretty good green flag stretch here, I think. But the battle is going to be up front, in my opinion, Charles, where Colton Briner is just going to be constantly harassed by Daniel Michel. So Colton, he's going to really have to hit his marks tonight to be able to keep Daniel behind him, who is, seems like to me, is an ace at every track that we go to.
Yeah, it can't. I can't imagine that. Colton is relaxed by any means. Right now, he's on top of that wheel, and he's trying everything he can to hit his marks, and he knows that Daniel Michel has just dominated in everything he did. And as we bring out the 5th caution of the night, which we knew on a small track with this much power, these guys were going to get into it, and there was going to be a lot of paints traded and all that. But yeah, it's one of those things in the Clash you can't avoid.
Yeah, and it's looking like Hunter Carlson was involved in that. And I'm actually showing that he's going to be receiving an end of the line penalty as well. And just a single spin. Just got down,
Yeah, it did
hammered.
look like he.
Yeah. Just kind of hammered it coming off the corner, and around he went, man.
Very unfortunate for Hunter. I know he was really excited about this race and, had high hopes for it. But we got some pit stops going on here. Maybe fuel. I didn't think, about how much fuel they had in the car. So fuel pit stops are going to come into play here.
Yeah, they do have one set of tires in the pits, but seems kind of early to me to take it right now. What do you think, Charles? I mean, only 21 laps into 75.
Yeah, plus the stage break at 40. So I wouldn't,
Yeah.
if it was me out there, there's no way I'd be taking them at 20. We've had a lot of cautions to cool the tires back down and stuff, but I don't know what the tire wear is like out there on the track. I can't, I can't believe that this small of a track isn't tearing these tires up. But 20 laps is a little early in a 75 lap to take tires.
Yeah, well, I know in the late models, your right front is really the one that takes most of the abuse because you put a lot of wheel into it trying to get through these corners. But I noticed the way some of these ARCA drivers here have kind of been entering, it's almost like the rear end's trying to step out on them a little bit. So I'm not so sure that the setup may be a little bit loose and they're running on the right rear a little bit and maybe overheating the right rear a little bit. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to talk to these guys after the race about that. But the pace car's in, and there we go. Colton gets a The 14 of Colton gets a great jump again, and the 25 is right behind him once again. But look who moves up into that third spot is Austin Cansdale in the 33. Takes that third spot away from David in the number 8. Bunch of guys behind him side by side. They file in. Well, look at the 25 is just he's looking to set up the 14 of Colton, and he'll do that. He'll be content with running behind him for as long as he can, and he'll wait until Colton makes that mistake. But like I said, Colton's got a mirror of Daniel right now. As Daniel gives him a little tap and say, "Hey, I'm back here."
Yeah, if you'll notice, especially I noticed it right before the caution earlier, Daniel Michelle was taking that second line just like right now, entering high, and was really able to get a load of steam coming off the turn 2. And I think what he's trying to do...
Oh, and look at Cansdale's underneath him, door by door to the 25, and
yeah,
25 gets a good run, but
well,
Cansdale sends it in there, drifts up the track just a little bit, a little contact coming out of turn 2 right there. But as these two are going to fight, that gives Colton a little bit of breathing room, I can imagine. He can relax as they're going to go back and forth.
Well, the thing that the 25 of Daniel Michelle is doing by entering in higher, it does kind of open up the door for Austin Cansdale to roll underneath him. So that's one thing that Daniel is going to have to be careful of. Oh, man, and it looked like to me either Colton Bronner either missed the entry or was trying to take the high line away from Daniel Michelle. And I think I think Colton's days of leading this race are fleeting quickly here.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was a 2-for-1 deal. Once you got pushed up out, he got pushed up out of that groove. And I think you're right. I think he dove it into the corner a little too high. Expected Daniel Michelle to run that high line, and then Michelle took the low line instead. Great way to set him up as Austin Cansdale giving a little bit of bumper to the 25, and Cansdale loses it after that. Fortunately, that upset his car and brings out the 6th caution of the race. And we did not have the caution, the stage caution at 40. So I'm gonna say they're gonna go green, the rest of this race.
Well,
except for caution.
yeah, and I would think now would probably be a good time to come in. I'm not sure if. Well, Charles, I don't know how your strategy normally goes, but I try to stay out on track as long as I can without hurting my performance, if you will. You want to take tires as late as you can to give you the most benefit before the laps run out, if that makes sense. And so some of these guys may just stay out here, maybe looking for another caution and maybe another 10 laps or so, or to give them fresher tires at the end, maybe. But look,
yeah, well, with 6 cautions of the night, we're averaging about almost 6 laps per caution. So you got to figure there's going to be at least 2, maybe 3 more cautions in the race. So yeah, a lot of these guys are thinking maybe go 1 or 2 more cautions, get up into the 50 lap range, and only have 25 left to go, 20 left to go on some fresh tires, and finish this race strong.
Yeah. And again, I apologize for the race recap, saying caution 6 for 0 laps. Like I said, I got a little bit more work to do with the overlay here. It does not like heat races.
All right, now while they're going around in the caution here, I'd like to just take a minute to thank W Energy. W Energy is a company dedicated to providing high-quality energy drinks designed to enhance focus, endurance, and overall performance. Their products are crafted with a blend of natural ingredients, ensuring a clean and effective energy boost without the crash or jitter commonly associated with energy drinks. W Energy is committed to helping individuals stay energized and performing at their best. Whether during workouts, gaming sessions, or daily activities, use I'll Take 10 on your next purchase for 10% off. W.com. Guys, go ahead and try that energy drink as we go back green light. And guess who's back out in front? Mr. Daniel Michelle, the 25. And these guys behind him, they're trying to get there. Colton Brenton is hanging on. I'm surprised in this kid. He doesn't get a lot of racing. He's been up in the broadcast booth a ton. Does a lot of other stuff for this league and a lot of other stuff. Has a real busy life, but he's hanging with Daniel Michelle, and got a mirror full of Colton right now.
Yeah, I tell you what, Charles, I thought he was on his way to the back, to be honest with you. But, man, he has surprised me. Austin Cansdale during that last caution went in, and I'm not sure if he got any tires or not, but he went in and pitted. And, man, Colton is doing a great job hanging with him. He might have learned a little something trying to keep Daniel Michelle behind him, how important rolling that bottom is. And, of course, following Daniel, he may be able to learn some other lanes that may work out better for him.
Yeah, no, only 40 laps in, they're still trying to figure out. But, I noticed Harold Rothery, he got, into a incident earlier and unfortunately towed back to the pit in that number 3, and it took about 2 minutes and 20-second pit stop. But the good thing about, not counting yellow flag laps is he didn't go any laps down, so he's on the lead lap in 3rd place right now, even after being towed into the pits. So that's good for him, and he's in a podium position right now if he keeps this up.
Wow, that's a good point, Charles. I hadn't even thought about that with the caution laps not counting.
Yeah, no, that's a treat. But you see the 33 of Cansdale and Drew King right behind him. So seems like King wants to get by, but Cansdale's fighting him off. We got Daniel Jones behind them. Good bunch of cars out here. Daniel Jones has been very quiet tonight. I know he said he wasn't really happy with his practice. Said he couldn't. It was kind of slow tonight, and was just still trying to figure it out. So, hopefully 35 laps left. He got something in him. As we look like Harold Rothery looking to pass the 14 on the outside, but just can't get it to stick. And now he's going to let the 33 of Cansdale. Oh, no, that's the 32 of Hunter Carlson coming through. Cansdale and Carlson have the same number. One's 33 and one's 32, but they get the same design almost on the side of their car, don't they? Or is that another car I'm thinking?
No, you're right about that. Hunter's kind of throwing me off here tonight because I guess maybe it's just the way the numbers are painted up or something, but maybe it's the same font as Cansdale. But he's running a little different scheme tonight, and it's kind of hard for me to find him in the crowd. But
Hunter Carlson up to 2nd place, and he's 2 seconds behind Daniel Michelle. Let's see if he can close in. Almost 3 seconds behind now. So let's watch that and see if he can close that gap with 30 left to go.
Well, we'll say this now. Daniel Michelle has yet to go into the pits. And we saw earlier Hunter Carlson, he did go in, even if he only took on additional fuel. So I'm not sure if Daniel Michelle's going to have to come in at some point and take on fuel, or if he's going to try to turn this into a fuel mileage race. Might be the first time ever here at Langley.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, Daniel is great at saving fuel, and when he has to, he's a mastermind at it. But you're right. He hasn't pit. Colton Brenner hasn't pit. Austin Cansdale hasn't pit. David Wormuth hasn't pit. Drew King is, unfortunately in last right now, but he hasn't pit. So do these guys have enough fuel to make it all the way?
Well, we'll find out in 27 more laps.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Now we got on a good run here. I don't want to jinx it. The announcer jinx comes through, and you know, it always seems to mess something up. But definitely don't want to jinx it, and hope we can make it to the end of this race. Look at Colton taking a look inside on Cansdale. Cansdale shuts the door and comes out of turn 4, across the finish line into 1. I think Cansdale's closing the door on Colton there, but here comes Rothery back up through the field after being pinched off there and hung out on the outside. He's got a couple guys to pass here.
Yeah, you would think it would have been a short track. The racing might would be a little easier. I think personally, the shorter the track, the more difficult the racing becomes.
Yeah, well, you know, these guys are great. You know, most of these guys understand the task at hand and do a good job figuring stuff out pretty quick. You know, there's a lot of different races, a lot of different tracks on this schedule, and we're gonna see a lot of different racing this season. So they're gonna have to get used to adjusting this season, and you know, from track to track to track to track. They're going to be vastly different every week, so they're going to have to do some adjusting on the fly.
But this looks like maybe the tightest battle on the track. We have 3 cars, the 14 of Colton Briner, the 8 of David Wormuth, and the 3 of Harold Rothery. And, ooh, boy, Colton gets a little bit squirrely there. Opens the door. Well, David Wormuth. Oh, and there goes Colton.
I don't know what happened to Colton right there, but he just snapped that car right around. It was almost like he was trying to avoid the 8, but had plenty of room. I don't think he realized how much room he had and thought he was a lot closer to the 8, because watch this, they're not even close, and he just, you know, drives up the track to try to avoid them. But yeah, that I don't get that.
Yeah, I thought he actually had it saved, but he got up there in the marbles, and of course, what little bit of traction those rear tires had were going right after that.
Yeah, this will be good. This is, watch his steering wheel as he comes. Oh, that's right. He hit the wall and got loose there. So he was trying to stay off of the 8. After he hit the wall, he got loose.
Wow. And that car just kept right on coming around, too, even with him not being on the throttle. Boy, that right rear is slick, apparently. Well, I was fixing to say Colton Briner's going to go a lap down, but cautions aren't counting. So, hey, might as well go in there and put some new shoes on this bad boy.
Yeah, after he flat spotted him like that, might as well just start in the back. But so April 10th here, we got our first paint scheme night. It's a throwback night, so we're going to see a lot of different throwback cars. And April 10th, it looks like they're going to be at Bristol Motor Speedway with the dual pit roads that night for the Sharpie 185 laps around Bristol. So, you know, we got a couple races before that. We got Daytona and Kansas before that, but definitely something to turn into, because with these paint schemes these guys come up with, it'll be kind of neat to see what they come up with for that race. As the pace truck dips in, and there goes Daniel Michel off to a good jump. Hunter Carlson gets a great jump on the outside, but there goes Cansdale in the inside, keeps Hunter out there. But Hunter, you know, historically in this league, loves that outside line, and he's making it work right now, sticking with Cansdale until the end of 4, dips down behind him, takes a dive to the inside, almost looks into the inside of Cansdale, but Cansdale had the run. And yeah, these guys are off, and this with 17 to go, oh, we got a yellow. That might change a lot right there, as Colton's around again. Unfortunately, he just come out of the pits. We'll have to go back and take a look at that one.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I was fixing to say I'm showing Yogi Schlier being involved in it.
Yeah, Yogi went around, but it looked like when we caught back up to the camera, yeah, there's...
Oh, wow, boy, that bad boy is wicked loose. So he bound to be on some brand spanking new tires. Ain't even got any heat in them yet. Ooh. Took out the cone. Probably not very good on the undercarriage there, but
no. But with 17 to go, Daniel Michelle, Austin Cansdale, and David Warmuth is the only 3 drivers that have not taken tires. And there's your top 5 is Daniel Michelle in the 25, Austin Cansdale in the 33, Hunter Carlson in the 32, Harold Rothery in the 3, and there's Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones up to top 5. What's going on with the ticker here? It is going all over the place.
yeah, I'm not sure. There we go. I think everything should have settled down by now. There we go. There's Daniel Jones running in 5th position. So that will end up working out great for him to be able to get a top 5 after having a rough start here in practice earlier.
Absolutely. Just real quick, I want to mention 213 Simware, where virtual racing meets real world style. Gear up with 213 Simware, and that's where a lot of our you go on our merch page. A lot of that stuff is 213 Simware. So go ahead, check that out. We got Daniel Michelle's championship shirt on there, and some other stuff you guys might like merch from 4 Wide Motorsports. 213simware.com. Pace trucks up, and we're going green again. And Daniel Michelle, like clockwork, jumps out to a great start there, and Hunter Carlson follows him. Cansdale on the outside, Daniel Jones and the 3 of Rothery going back and forth out there, and Daniel doesn't want to give that that spot up. That's 4th and 5th right there. Ooh, as a 3 gets Daniel a little bump there, and oh wow, good for Daniel to keep that Daniel Jones, Mr. Mindful Jones, keeping that car straight.
Yeah, and David Warmuth snuck underneath Rothery there to keep Rothery on the outside, which enabled Daniel Mindful to get back underneath Rothery again. But I really would love to see someone be able to bring in a second line at this particular track, just if nothing else so they can show me how it's done.
Well, we've seen a couple guys go outside, but just nothing sticks. You get such a good run, hugging that corner and really driving it real low on that track and hitting that flat spot like you were talking. Because that outside, by the time you get it going, those guys are hooked right around that corner and gone. And there's just no speed on that outside to keep up with them.
Yeah.
You see how far back the 34 fell off there as the Colton Brennier around again. I feel bad for that kid because he was up front and doing well. Had that accident and he just can't get it back going again.
Let's see if we can take another look at this. Well, I tell you what, Charles, why don't we... Well, I tell you one thing now, what he is doing, he's trying to take advantage of running on that apron where there is 0 banking at. But where I was headed with that, let's see if we can't see what kind of... how much he has to work the wheel coming around these corners here. Oh, it was a handful just getting in.
Yeah, I mean, you see him up to, almost high 6,000 RPMs going into that turn. So he was trying to drive it through that corner hard. That was going to be a handful, driving it that hard into such a tight corner right there.
Yeah, and Daniel Michelle still hasn't pitted yet. It looks like to me he's going to go the whole way. And with the number of
Yep.
caution laps that we've had, maybe he can make it on fuel. But I will
Yeah,
tell you
yeah.
this, though. Charles, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but one good thing about Hunter, you know, he has pitted one time, and he probably just took on fuel, but he should be in the shape where he can really battle Daniel for the lead without having to worry about saving any kind of fuel. So maybe this might get interesting here at the end.
Yeah, the Hunter Carlson, as you said, had a 4.5 second pit stop. So that doesn't sound like tires to me. When the rest of the guys have 14, 15 second pit stops. That sounds more like 4 tires. But yeah, he's up there. So Daniel Michelle, Austin Cansdale, and David Warmuth are the 3 cars that haven't pitted, and Carlson is in second, only one that has pitted. So let's see if that does play off for him or doesn't. The other 3 might have something a little different and know something a little different. As we go green flag once again, and it falls right in order. Daniel Michelle, Hunter Carlson, Austin Cansdale, Daniel Jones back up to 4th place, getting around David Wormuth. Sorry, I keep getting that name mixed up. Oh my goodness! And the 8 goes right through the 34. Oh, that poor Beavis and Butthead scheme just gets destroyed.
Ouch! Oh my goodness!
That might take a fast repair there.
I would think so.
That's Drew King in the 34 machine, just getting annihilated by the 8, and don't really know what the 8 was doing. Just hits the wall there. That outside wall has gotten so many people now.
I didn't know if they had an issue with the lap or 2 before that. Yeah, you're exactly right, man. He hit that wall, come right down, and right hook Drew King right in the right rear. Whew,
Yeah, same spot that Colton Brenier hit and came off the track and almost hit the 8. But yeah, that when you get into that outside wall right there, it really upsets the car, and unfortunately, it looks like it sends you right back down into the track. Yeah, see that right there.
Ouch. Oh my goodness, man. We've already gone back green, apparently.
Oh my God, we went back green already.
I'm not even
that
sure
was
if
such
there
a hard
was
hit.
a
I
yellow.
was memorized by it.
Yeah, me too. I'm starting to wonder that. I mean, did we not get a caution?
Oh man, I thought we did. I really did. I thought that was a caution, but maybe they let it go.
Wow.
You know, I was looking at, the exciting action here, and I'm thinking to myself, like, imagine these guys next week on Daytona and all the action we're going to have for that track. That's going to be chaotic, and what a fun race that's going to be to watch. I can't wait for next week, and that's going to be the first week of points. So that's an important race, that first week of points. As we are on the final lap, and Hunter goes around giving it all he could give it. And it looks like as we finish the season with our champion, Daniel Michelle takes the Clash home for the bragging rights here in 4 Wide Motorsports on 4 Wide Motorsports Network. You starting the season 3 off on the right foot there, Daniel. What a show.
Yeah, it looks like he picked right up where he left off at. And, Hunter Carlson, bless his heart, man. I tell you what, he gave her everything he had on that last lap. I think he was...
Keep her lit.
Yeah, I wanted to see if Daniel Michelle was going to give us a smoke show. I always tell these guys, hey, man, if you are lucky enough, fortunate enough to bring home a checker flag, give us a little smoke show out here on the front stretch. Celebrate a little bit.
I think he's gearing up for it right now. Oh, no, he just pulls right into victory lane. He's gonna park that car. He's so used to victory lane, been there enough all last season. Oh, here he goes. There you go, Tracy. And I'm sure we're gonna see more of him in victory lane this season. Um, I don't know if he's gonna run the whole schedule. I think he had mentioned he might miss a few races this season, but anyhow, um, I'm sure he'll be in victory lane again. So we'll keep a close eye to that. But yeah, what a race!
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, I tell you, it looks like to me Daniel's just going to burn it. Do a what do you call this? Oh man, I can't remember what you call those cars that slide around the tracks and everything. But he's doing a reverse Polish lap here. Man, what's the name of those
Yeah, well,
things,
that's
Charles?
yeah, it's
Drifting.
I think it
Drifting.
yeah, drifting, and I think that's become a thing in the Clash because I watched Ryan Priest do it this year, and I think last year who won last year they did it too. So I think that's the Clash. But Chris Golden says Daniel Michelle he watches the broadcast while he's racing, so
Oh, maybe he
he can do
heard me
two
then.
things at once.
Yeah, I had forgot about that. Maybe he heard me making a request for a smoke show there. What do you think?
Maybe, yeah, he parked it in Victory Lane and then went out there, so maybe he is listening there. But yeah, let's bring these guys in and get some interviews for our fans, and we'll talk more about the season a little bit before we go.
Well, I tell you what, if it's okay with you there, Chooch, let's take 1 minute just so I can get everything set up for the interviews. And
Yeah,
we'll,
yeah, definitely.
okay, we'll be right back in just a minute, guys.
Well, folks, welcome back to the Four Wide Motorsports Network, where we're finishing up the Four Wide Motorsports ARCA Clash. Just watched 75 laps of some amazing races. But I got a good buddy, Colton Brenner, who finished the race, led some laps. He's down there with our third place finisher, Mr. Daniel Mindfood Jones. Colton, take it away with Daniel.
Thank you, Chooch. Down here on pit road with your third place finisher tonight, Daniel Mindfood Jones. I'll tell you what, we didn't have many cars out here tonight, but I think it was for the best. And honestly, I had a fun race here, racing against everybody. Take us back through your race and how you felt about it.
It definitely was a clash, but after stepping on my junk in the beginning, spinning myself out and kind of getting settled back down, it ended up being a good race. And then with 20 laps to go, I was able to get tires. And I think that's pretty much what got me up closer to the front. And then I hate to see old Hunter. I know he was going for the win, but if he hadn't spun out in there, I wouldn't have this podium position. But the old Sunny D was a decent ride. It wasn't fast, it wasn't slow. It was kind of creeps around there, doing his thing. But appreciate FWM and Tracy and everybody and coming out and supporting this clash. Get ready for Daytona coming up. So should be a good show. But yeah, this race was definitely pretty wild, on the edge.
Yeah, I will say for sure. I agree with you on that. It was a race that was on the edge. We didn't have many cars, but I think it was a good race. I think we all had a contention to make some moves here. So great race there for you, finishing out in the podium in third place, and we'll see you back here for Daytona.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Colton, and congratulations, Daniel. Maybe you could go after Sunny D and buy your pit guy some clothes there now for that after that third place finish.
No doubt.
But I'm gonna send the microphone over to Tracy Brown because I think he's standing with our second place contestant, Mr. Austin Cansdale. Tracy, you got a copy down there?
Yes, I do, Chooch. And yeah, you are correct. As we got Austin Lucky Cansdale just climbing out of the car right now, wiping the sweat off his brow. Austin, I always begin every interview that I do, right or wrong. I kind of would like for you to describe to me how your race went tonight. How do you feel like things went for you?
I had a fun night tonight at Tracy. Just had a bunch of ups and downs. I stepped on my chode a couple times there during the race. I was behind Daniel there, and I was letting him know I was there, and I was being a little aggressive. I was beating that back bumper in, just being aggressive. It's a clash, and it just for fun, and got on the throttle a little too hard there, and spun the car around, and just overheated the tires there, and just got put in the back of the field, and made my way back up through the field, and we had a really good car. Daniel just had the best car all night. He could rotate the corner a lot better than anybody else could, and I was hoping to be behind him going on that last restart, but Hunter got a really good restart on that last restart and was able to stay between me and Daniel, and I just overheated the right front on that last run and just couldn't turn the car, and I was going in the last corner, and I'm like, you know what, I think Hunter's gonna pull something here, and I saw him just go into the corner, and I'm like, oh, he actually did it. And I don't know if he made contact with Daniel or not, but all I saw was a 32 spinning around, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm getting a second here. Hey. And so, I mean, pretty good night.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I don't, just for the record, I don't think Hunter made any contact with Daniel Michaud, but I don't think it was for a lack of effort. Let's put it that way. One thing I did notice going on tonight, and me and Chooch were talking about this earlier, is I know in the late model stocks, this particular track here just seems to be like a one groove track, especially through the corners. All the way just as low down as you can get it is where you want to run it. I did notice a time or two, it looked like to me, now you correct me if I'm wrong, it looked like to me you kind of went in on the second lane on the entry, but it just looked like to me that the rear end was kind of stepping out on you a little bit. Was that the case?
Yeah, it's this track is definitely a one groove track, and the lower you can run on the apron, the faster you're going to be, because there's just a lot more grip down there. The paint's just a lot tackier, and the tires is grip. But later in the run, you want to kind of enter a little bit higher so you can arc in the corner, especially going into 3, so you can get that drive off the corner. But the car was just, I don't know what the car was doing tonight. It was just, it'd be tight, but the car had so much horsepower. So if you stepped on the throttle too hard, the rear end would kick out. So it was a bunch of throttle management tonight. And a lot of people, we was being aggressive because, it's a clash. It's just all for fun here. We're all having a good time getting ready for the Daytona race. So, but all in all, it was a great night. We did have a lot of cautions, but it's what's expected. You got a ARCA car at a track that's not really made for the ARCA cars. So, I mean, but I think we put on a good show. I definitely had a blast. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah. Well, it was fun to watch, to be honest with you, man. I mean, it really was, because I've never seen the ARCA cars here at this track before. And I've run the late models here several times myself, been to this track personally. So I know exactly the layout of this bad boy. So it's very, very interesting for me. And I was just curious if these cars were going to be able to make that second lane work. But I know in the late models we have a tough time with it. But I do have one final question for you. I don't see a little Tracy on the hood. What's the issue? Do we have some beef that I'm not aware of?
No, there's no beef. Just wanted to throw back to an OG scheme that I ain't ran in a while. I was sitting there with my rap guys, and I was like, you know what? Let's throw it back. Well, it's not really a throwback, but let's throw the OG scheme on it. We're starting fresh, new season. I'm planning on being on every race here, so going to compete for a championship. I was sitting there like, let's start it off strong. I do have a paint in the works for Daytona. It's a Tracy car. Well, I don't want to say it's a Tracy car, but it's an Eastern Technical Design car. So,
well,
hopefully.
I was just fixated, man. I was teasing you anyway because Lord knows it ain't like I brought you a whole lot of luck. You know what I'm saying? The whole time you've been running the ETD paint schemes there. So,
man, you always bring me luck. I'm always on the podium with you on the hood, man. I mean, I don't see why you say it's a curse. Yeah, I might not be in victory lane, but I'm on the podium at least.
Okay, then. All right. Well, that's a great way for me to look at it anyway. Well,
yeah, get the sponsorship dollars.
Well, I certainly appreciate the shout outs for sure, man, and the paint schemes. You guys always keep it interesting, that's for sure. Well, anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Well, I want to thank my fiance for letting me do everything, all these races I can do. I want to thank you guys, everything y'all do in the booth. You producing as much as you do. I say it's a struggle, but you do such a great job. I can't appreciate it anymore. Hunter, Cannon, everybody that just participates and is an admin, and anybody that steps up and is there every week to help out. I want to thank Eric, Grace, Dylan, Taylor. I want to thank all my sponsors, 213 Simware, Eastern Technical Design, 4Y Motorsports Network. Had Jimmy Johns on the car tonight. Just I want to thank everybody. I want to thank the good Lord above.
All right. Well, congratulations again, Mr. Cansdale, Lucky Cansdale. I'm throw it back up to I was fixing to throw it back up to the booth to Mr. Oberg, but I think you may be standing in victory lane with our winner tonight. Chooch, you got a copy?
I do have a copy, and I'm standing with Daniel Michel. Ending the season at the top of the championship and starting the season off in victory lane. Mr. Daniel Michel, congratulations, man. How you feeling?
Pretty good. I mean, it was a really fun race. Bit tired after that just because it's a short track, wheeling it the whole time. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to be out there when it was green.
That's awesome, man. And what are you feeling about season 3 here? You dominated season 2. I thought I heard a rumor you might not be able to make a lot of the races, or are you going to try to run the full schedule? Is that the plan?
The plan is to run the full schedule. I'm not sure if I'm going to make the full schedule is the issue. So I'll be here as much as I can. I'll be racing in FWM, but yeah, if I don't make some races, that's just unfortunate. And hopefully I can make it up with really good finishes in the races this season.
Oh, absolutely. So what you're really saying is you feel bad about dominating last season, so you're going to give these guys a little bit of a chance coming into this one.
Maybe.
No, but man, it's a pleasure watching you, and you guys put on a great show tonight. Would you like to thank any of your sponsors or friends or anybody out there that you want to know, could follow you along through the season?
Well, all of FWM for uh, being here. This community, it's a great community. Uh, the hosts, all the admin team, the broadcasters, just everyone involved with making this stuff happen. So it's just a lot of fun to be with you guys, and I hope that people watching consider joining because it's really enjoyable to be out here with everyone.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. First place finisher, Mr. First Place himself, last year's champion, Daniel Michelle, in the number 25 Chevy SS. Yeah, so that concludes the FWM ARCA Clash, the four wide motorsports ARCA Crash. I want to just take a minute and go over our unofficial results. Pretty official by now, but you got first place Daniel Jones in the 25, Austin Cansdell second in the 33, Daniel Jones in third in the 17. Fourth place goes to Harold Rothery in the 3, David Wormuth in the 8 in 5th, Hunter Carlson in the 32 and 6th, Colton Bernier in the 14 and 7th. Yogi Tesler in the 12 finishes 8th, and Drew King finishes 30 in the 34, finishes 9th. And he was wondering in the chat, he said, where did the yellow flag run off to? I don't know if we missed that one or not, but yeah, that yellow flag might or might not have come out at the end of that race there. But Tracy, do you have any more last thoughts before I go into thanking our sponsors and taking care of some of our housekeeping business?
Well, I tell you, Charles, it was just a fun race for me. I know this was a clash. Had a little bit of a low car count, only 9 cars coming out here tonight, but it was kind of fun for me. I hope it was for you as well because we were very familiar with all the numbers and the people, even though if we couldn't get their names out of our mouth, right? But anyway, it was just a blast for me. A unique situation to have these ARCA cars out here on this very flat track of Langley Speedway. And it was just very entertaining to me, especially with the heat races, kind of run up and then doing a main race at the end with the inversion. Man, so I mean, there was a lot of excitement going on here for me to be able to watch from a spectator's point of view. Nothing boring about this race, in my opinion.
It definitely was a good one, Tracy, and glad to share the virtual couch with you and call that race. I know you're doing double work there, but always a pleasure having you in the booth with me. But I'd like to just take a minute and thank our league sponsors. So Full Four Wide Motorsports would like to thank Eastern Technical Designs and Company. We'd like to thank 213 Simware, Golden Racing. We'd like to thank W Energy. We'd like to thank the Four Wide Motorsports Network on YouTube. That's us. Angry Chef Designs, Golden Racing League, Leadfoot Racing League. We'd like to thank Crowfoot Wraps, LB Sim Shots, Golden Chef Speed Shop, and Crown Awards for all they do for this league and the help and everything that happens because of all the sponsors and all the people that donate all their time and help us be successful. I'd also like to mention that there are race sponsorships available. Yep, there you go. Right on cue, Tracy. Thank you very much. So our race sponsorships will take you through all levels of getting a race sponsor. So our full race sponsorship here at the bottom is a $45 fee, and you'll get everything posted down this list. Your $5 will go to the poll winner, and then $40 goes back to the league. So basically, you get your name out there, you get your name mentioned, you get an interview. But there are other sponsorships. A race name, you get to name a race. You get the poll sponsor award, $10, $15 to name a race. Green flag sponsor, $7. So there's a lot of stuff if you want to get your name out here and get recognized for a majority of different things. And as always, Four Wide Motorsports would like to have you along. So if you're watching and you'd like to join the fun, you can click on this code here and we're looking for drivers and looking for just anybody that wants to have fun. It's not all NASCAR, it's not all racing. We do the iRacing, we do the NASCAR 25 on the PlayStation, but we do a lot of other stuff too, like monster trucks. We do a drag racing thing. Uh, I don't know. We have a lot of stuff. They even did fishing leagues for a little while and stuff like that. Football season, we like to do pick'ems. So there's always something to do at FWM. Please, join the Discord and definitely check us out. We'd love to have you because yeah, we just love having fun. So that about does it for housekeeping. And I just want to say, stay tuned for this season. Next week we start off the points, race with the Daytona Motorsports Speedway, and these guys are going to go for it, and it's going to be chaotic. So definitely tune in for that. We'd like to have you back, and on behalf of Tracy and all our sponsors and the Four Wide Motorsports, I would like to say goodnight, and we'll see you next week. Have a good night.